Hey, welcome back to Lasco Ford. This is another Super Duty. This is going to be the 2021 Ford F250 7.3 liter gasoline engine. We've done a couple diesels already, so we want to make sure that you get a chance to see what's available in the mid-level trim as well. So we've looked at the Lariat, we've looked at the Platinum, we've looked at the Tremor. We've looked at a lot, right? Well, now we're going to look at the mid-level trim, XLT. I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm going to say it, XLT, there you have it. Chrome package truck. So what is the difference? So we're going to go over some things like the best in class everything. We're going to go over motor performance between the 6.2 liter available engine, 7.3 liter available engine, and the 6.7 liter, what your differences are in between, what the hauling and the payload is going to be for these trucks, so you can itemize the best truck for you, right? So they are custom fitted. That's why they make 3 engines, and they make all these different cab configurations and bed lengths and different packages and tires and lifts and levels and everything else. Well, let's find the right one for you. So let's start right now. Here we go, 2021 in the 7.3 liter gasoline version. You're gonna have a quad halogen beam headlight on this instead of the LED. So you're gonna have the top and the bottom, high beam, low beam, and then a halogen fog as well. You'll notice the LED is going to come in that Lariat package up above right here. And then you're also going to notice on the chrome package, we've got a chrome bumper, we've got chrome tow hooks, we've also got a chrome grille. It's a chrome package. Just kind of putting that together, right? To get the whole thing, right? So still have your big 13-inch emblem that's going to be in the front of this massive Ford F250. But the thing that I really want to look at with this truck is going purpose-built. Well, let's talk about the 2021. Best in class, I've got 35 bullet points here. It literally has highest displacement for gasoline engine, 7.3 liter, which we've got under the hood. We'll show you that soon. But you also have a 6.2 liter that is also an available gasoline engine that you can provide as well. And then you have the 6.7 liter turbo diesel. So best in class payload, best in class towing, we've got those licked, right? Not a problem there. Also, we're still class exclusive with certain options like adaptive steering, which is going to be emphasizing the least amount of turning possible for a driver, right? So it magnifies how you turn at a slow rate of speed. It'll turn the wheels in the front faster on this mono beam front suspension that you have on the F250. As you go a higher rate of speed, it'll limit how much you turn. If you overcorrect, you have a deer that jumps out in front of you, you whip the wheel, it's going to try to prevent you from having a catastrophic failure. So we're going to get into those type of things as we walk around this F250 for 2021. Now on the chrome package, we're going to get back to the facts here, right? Chrome package, this is the 18-inch chrome package wheel. Now we still have our locking front hub assembly here. We've got our lug cover that's going to be here as well. And this is going to be a Goodyear Wrangler tire. This is called a white wall. Now this also looks like Papa Smurf because it's a little bit blue. Well, this is what happens before your vehicle is prepped. This is how they protect the tire in shipping. And as it gets here, you've got your giant coil springs that are in the front. Now this vehicle does have a snowplow prep package. Pay attention to that, because if you get a Tremor, then maybe, well, not maybe, you can't tow with it, or not tow with it, plow with it. So they don't want you to have that plow package on the Tremor. So this really is going to be a good fit for somebody who wants to do things like, well, good payload, of course, good towing, of course, as well, over 13,000 pounds from the bumper, but also if you're going to do a salt spreader, and if you want to have good visibility and lighting, for $95, you can do LED roof clearance lights. Now, I got a lot of people that like those. Well, if you turn this off, they're not that amber orange or that amber yellow, I guess if you want to call it, that color. They completely hide themselves. And I'm just going to turn the lights off. So look at this light and look at those lights up top. I'm going to turn them off so you can see what it looks like without the LEDs activated on the roof. They're pretty much incognito, right? It's totally hidden. Very cool option to have up there so it's not really seen. And I am going to make sure I shut them off. All right, fantastic. So that's with the lights off. Okay, so you have the LEDs that are hidden in there, but it's a good look to the truck. It doesn't take away, and they're not these big orange bulbs that are hanging on the top of your truck anymore like they used to be. This is more the low profile, or like what Recon was doing with their lighting system but it's also not 3 all attached to one piece, and for 95 bucks, you can't even do this yourself, right? So your do-it-yourselfers, take a hike, just order it with your truck. This right here is gonna be where not just your turn signals are gonna run in this LED. Right here is an LED side spotter light. So those of you that go through and are using this truck before daylight, plowing, going down a 2-track, hunting, going out into areas where you don't have a lot of visibility, you can now turn on an additional light here that shoots a beam of LED out of both sides of the truck. Well, now you can see everything. It's kind of a complex, really. It's great. Well, what we want to show you too is, what do you get with a Chrome package? What do you get with the XLT package? And this has a premium package. So you would think that's like really expensive, right? We showed you a couple different trucks and they're like $75,000, $78,000, $83,000. This one only tickets us at $57,000 with a 7.3 liter gasoline engine in this 2021. But you're also getting, that engine is a $2,000 upgrade on the F250 only for the 6.2 to the 7.3 upgrade. Now if you go to 350, the 6.2 liter is not available, right? So that's not an available option. This is gonna be something where you go, okay, it's $2,000 upgrade. For me to go into an engine that goes from 385 horsepower to 430 horsepower, but also improves your torque from 430 to 475. Well, that's pound-foot of torque, but also your towing and your payload capability improves significantly, right? Other thing that I want to mention too is this right here. So you're going to see an XLT premium package. What is that going to give you? Well, it's going to give you the fog lights in the front that we pointed out before. So there's a completely separate bumper that doesn't have fog lights if you don't have that XLT premium package. But it also includes the big touchscreen. It also includes your heated seats in the front as well. And then let's keep going through that. The reverse vehicle aid system, that's going to be on this as well. And an 8-way power driver seat instead of doing the scooting thing where you're adjusting and trying to move everything. It's an 8-way power seat. I mean, let's just make it comfortable for everyone. Huge 6-inch running boards that are going to come on this Chrome package as well. Angular step boards is what they're going to call them with their technical jargon. Here we go. Now on the back side of our door handles, you won't see this on an STX or an XLT, or on a standard XL, I should say, but this is all going to be painted to match with a Chrome handle, right? Clean, good, crispy looking, ready to go. This happens to be an FX4 package as well, which is going to give us, it says off-road, but what does that really give you? If we take a look at this vehicle closer, it's going to give us a locking rear differential, so our rear solid axle, our front solid axle, but the rear axle gets a locking rear diff, you know what I mean? So that's cool. And the other part of that is you're gonna get an upgraded shock that's gonna go on the vehicle and underbody skid plates as well. Chrome package is also gonna give you this huge chrome exhaust tip, right? So we've got that going for us. This truck also has a blind spot awareness system. So when you see this tail light and you see how it's a darker red right here, and then it's the lighter red and it's kind of see-through, this darker spot, look for right here. It says blind spot radar. That's what you're looking for if you want that blind spot awareness system. Now that's with cross traffic alert, class exclusive. Guess who doesn't have it? Anybody else, right? Keep coming, the hits keep coming. You got reverse sensing system, 4 different places here for your reverse sensing system to be able to be activated. Massive hitch in the back side of this truck too. You're probably gonna need a reducer if you're coming out of a Chevy or a Dodge. Just saying. You're gonna have to have that reducer because this is much larger than what you're getting with your standard hitch or receiver. Now, that on our fully boxed frame, along with our hitch that goes to the bumper and the frame, that's why they call it class exclusive, right? Okay, yep, that happened. I locked it. Backup cameras right here. Unlocks your tailgate too. Beautiful thing, isn't it? When we drop this down, we don't have on this one the 5th wheel prep package. 5th wheel prep package is going to give us the 5-puck system in the back for you to be able to do a 5th wheel or a gooseneck. So 5th wheel prep package is gooseneck prepared as well. You can do other options too. Now when we go into the Lariats, we go into the Platinums, we go into all these other trim levels, you can have a LED, 4 LED lights right here and a button that turns them on right there. Guess what Ford thought of? Accessories to do that after the fact. So if you still want it, you can get it on an XLT, you can order it with it, or you can put them in after the fact. It's not that complicated, right? We got them. So not a big deal there. Keep on walking through. Over here on this side, we're gonna have a massive fuel door. The reason why, they're gonna use the same fuel door for gasoline versus diesel. If it's diesel, DEF is gonna go right here, it's gonna be baby blue, and this is gonna be green, right? So it's gonna show that we've got our ultra low sulfur diesel, but this is gasoline, very easy, and you're not gonna accidentally put diesel in it because the receiver is not big enough to accept the diesel fuel. Keep going, these are the extended length running boards too, which I didn't mention earlier, which gives you this extra 24-inch piece of plastic right here saying Super Duty. Now the nice thing about that is, people that are typically using this vehicle, if you've got a salt spreader, if you've got a toolbox in the back of the truck, how do you reach it? I'm 5'8" with my shoes on maybe, right? I can't reach into the bed of the truck, it's never gonna happen, right? So now I've got this, and now I can reach into the bottom of my toolbox and actually tap the bottom of the bed. So I can go either way without having to climb in the bed of the truck, and if you do want it, tailgate step is available. That's what I'm talking about. So let's look at the back seat of this truck too. We're gonna look at the storage compartment, we're gonna look at where the mats are, we're gonna look at the box link system that comes with the truck, because there's already 4 cleats in the truck to tie down just about everything you need on a regular truck, but we're not a regular truck. We're a Ford F250. So when we throw these seats up, this is the storage compartment. I've shown it on a couple other videos, but I want to make sure you see it too. This is where your compartment you can compartmentalize. I think that is a word, but you can use the big side here. This is locking independent of each other. So if you've got things you need to put in there, an example, 12 gauge shotgun broke down, take your barrel off, put them over here. You can lock this seat down, keep people out of getting into it, right? This seat can still work independently, but you'll never be able to access that from either side. Now, when you're done with that, you can put that dividing wall down. This notch right here, that little switch, push that down, collapses this whole storage container, or I just like to call it the gun box. Don't care if that's the name or not, that's what I call it. And you can lock this into place and it doesn't rattle going down the road. What is all this? This is all weather floor mats. You get all weather floor mats, use those for the front or the back. This is what I wanted to talk about the box link system. So you get these 4 additional cleats that are gonna go into the bed of the truck, giving you a total of 8. Backside of the center console, we got our inverter here. And I do like the comments too. When people are asking, hey, you know, what do you actually use that for? Well, I can tell you I've shaved on the way to work with it. I've blown up air mattresses with it before. I filled up balloons at a balloon party with this thing before. And I tell you what, it has saved the day for me a couple different times. Faster data, use your USB-C up top or USB down below. That also keeps the kids from getting in your ear as you're driving down the road. 12-volt outlet up top, 2 more cup holders here, and rear ventilation from not just the back side of the console, but also underneath the seats. Let's do some oxygen onto the front. Here we go. All right, we swapped spots. Okay, so we're gonna show you the inside of the 250, the 2021 7.3 liter that we've got here. Things I want to start pointing out is, what is your difference really, right? Okay, so in the lariats and all that good stuff, the higher end, you're going to get some stitching in between the lines, but you still have that soft touch, and you still have the compartment that says Super Duty with that stainless steel look here for your top compartment. Your glove box here is still going to have those 2 compartments down below. Well, that gives you plenty of places to store things, and if you've looked at the doors on these trucks, there's so many storage compartments in these trucks, like below the door handle, a map pocket that's to the far right of that door, a larger pocket in front of that map pocket, and then another cup holder inside. Well, that's not enough cup holders. We've only got 2 on the back of the console and another potentially 4 that are right here. Literally, everybody could have at least 2 to 3 drinks with themselves and be able to still have plenty of room. Underneath here, an additional storage compartment as well. And there's another storage compartment inside here with another USB and USB-C that we were talking about earlier. If we want to upgrade to a wireless charging pad, we're going to go up in trim level as well. FX4, like we mentioned before, our 4-wheel drive switch, you're going to just pull that out, lock your rear differential. On this truck, I believe it was a 430 gear. I want to double check. 355. 355. Thank you, camera guy. So 2-wheel high, 4-wheel high, 4-wheel low. When you go into the touchscreen is going to be an 8-inch display using Sync 3 with its 4th upgrade on Sync 3 center speaker up here. Another storage compartment on the top as well. Whew. Let's keep going through some more you know, options, equipment, and everything inside. Our redundant controls down here. We mentioned in the premium package, you're gonna have your heated seats. We've got our fan speed over here. We've got our climate control over on this side as well. And when we come to drive modes too, you're gonna be looking at the center or the column shifter, right? So I'm gonna put the key in here. We're gonna put it in an accessory mode. It should light up our screen and display. Now this is a selective drive mode on this truck. So we can literally go progressive range select. Well, this is gonna be using, hold on a second here, let me get this all cleared up for you. As soon as I start the truck, if I put it into drive, you're gonna see all the gears that are available there, and we can eliminate it down to as low as a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever speed you want the transmission to be, right? Cool thing there is too, you got multiple options. I'm gonna turn this back into an accessory mode, guys, because it's a little loud in here. So what we're gonna look at too is, you got our oil pressure low and high here. We've got our temperature, we've got our fuel, we've got our additional temperature over here on that side as well. Tachometer over on the left. We got our speedometer over on the right hand side. Now in the center stack here, we're using just the standard LCD display. So on this, makes it pretty easy. Display mode, we can show you what our tire pressure is. We can show you what our trip is as well. You can press and hold this for resetting. If you see that bar graph down on the bottom, as soon as that resets, it'll tell you miles to empty. Towing, we do trailer towing status, our trailer options as well, and our connection checklist. Now this is gonna be for conventional, fifth wheel, or gooseneck. We're going to get into that a little bit further when we discuss the engine and what the weight differences are between this and the 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel, and what's the best direction for you to head with this truck. Now, getting out of that, we're going to go back over to the touchscreen over on this side. This truck is also equipped with navigation from the factory here. As you can see the map on your left-hand side, FM 98.1. We can add our phone as well. Audio, if we touch over here, is going to give us our different sources, whether it's AM, FM, XM, whatever we're going to be using there, or auxiliary sources like Bluetooth radio, or using your USB or USB-C input. Phone, easy enough to add there. Navigation, we touched on it earlier. We're actually touching on it now again, where it doesn't go from half the screen, it goes a full screen when we touch down here. If we go into the apps, right? If you go into the apps, you're going to be, again, adding a device, finding mobile apps at that point as well. Sirius Travel Link, none of these are going to load because we're in a cinder block building with a metal roof. But if we're outside and we're rolling around, you're going to see where fuel prices are, the traffic list, your ski conditions, movie listings, weather, parking, and weather alerts too. So if there is anything that is going to be something you need to be aware of, it'll actually alert you as you're driving. Now we're going into the settings mode here, where you've got your sound, your clock, your Bluetooth, your phone, radio, 911 assist. I really like this because it's really just rubbing the nose of OnStar, like in like the naughty puppy thing. I don't know, like you shouldn't have done that on the carpet, right? Well, this is not a charge. Guess what? As long as your phone is paired, it's free as long as this truck's on the planet. If you get into an accident, police and rescue are on the way. We don't charge you for your safety. Sorry, OnStar, about your luck on that. Maybe you should build more steel vehicles and not produce them and just have them sitting around waiting to no start and start on fire. This is Ford Pass Connect up here too. Sorry about that, guys. Just kind of a big fan of Ford. Vehicle hotspot connectivity settings as well, your vehicle and your vehicle data, right? So this is going to show you how to get in and what you are paired to. Up to 10 devices within 50 feet of the vehicle. So if your buddy brings his truck that's from 19 who knows when, you can still hook them up on your Wi-Fi when you're up at deer camp, which is going to happen this weekend. I'm really excited about it, right? So taking a look in here to your drive modes, we didn't touch on those, but you're going to have normal, trailer towing, economy, you have slippery, and then you have deep snow and sand, which is going to advise you to put in four-wheel drive. Things that we want to talk about too is your upfitter switches that are up above. So we're going to go into here. You got all of our lighting for the map pockets and all that good stuff, or the map lighting. So driver side map light, passenger side, no lights at all, and then your full lights on. And this is if we want to turn off our door lamps, that'll illuminate in that amber color. So if the doors are open, you don't get any of that. Now, auxiliary 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No more toggle switches for you in an F250 for 2021. This is going to be your power sliding rear window. Ready? Can you hear it? All right, now you can watch it. With defrost, thank you, right? Because the snow does kick up on the back of the truck. If you've never plowed, try it. You're going to want that. I promise you that, right? Other things that you can do, like the blind spot awareness, is going to be these mirrors, right? So we didn't talk about this. Power folding, power telescopic trailer towing mirrors. can we just say it's a sweet mirror and not have to put 95 different syllables with that emphasis on it, right? So you're gonna see the blind spot awareness in the top left of the mirror. You're gonna have a top part and bottom part. Both can be heated for 2021. That is something that's a little bit different. Now, this you can fold out and you can watch them go back in or out. That's why they call it telescopic, out, in, and folding. Beautiful, and they're heated. So it's nice to have heated mirrors and to have the heated rear window. So if you do plow, you're gonna love that. Let's go check underneath the hood and discuss a couple things about the powertrains of these vehicles. So when we're talking about the underneath the hood part of this whole thing going on, right? You got the 6.2 liter. The 6.2 liter can come with either the 6-speed or the 10-speed transmission, but if it's in the 250, then you're gonna get it with a 6-speed. If we go up, and I mentioned that earlier in this video, and I am correcting myself. I said something that was not appropriate, right? It was 6.2 liter is carried across a couple different vehicle lines for Super Duty, but I was talking more about the transmission. I slipped up on that. You can check me in the comments on that. I do respond, and so does our camera guy. So if we pop the hood on this, what we're looking at is a 7.3 liter gasoline V8 twin alternator, 397 amperage with twin batteries too. A lot of what you're getting in that diesel feel, but guess what? What do you really need the diesel for? I mean, you're gonna talk about this and go, 7.3 liter, I'm gonna haul a fifth wheel, it's 40 feet and it's 13,000 pounds dry. Guess what? This will do it. It's got 15,000 pounds towing capability behind the truck, conventional towing. If you get up into gooseneck and fifth wheel, as much as 19,000 pounds. That's gonna be where you're gonna look at here. Now, if we go into diesel, our diesel's gonna take us, if you look at this, I don't know if you can see this right here, but we're gonna go from the 7.3 and the 6.7 liter. So GVWR goes from 10 to 10.8 in the 250, which is what we're talking about today. Now you've got a GCWR, gross combined weight rating, goes from 22 to 26 to 30,000 pounds. So what do you need to have? Conventional towing, this is from the bumper guys, all right? So 15,000, 15,000, 20,000, 6.2, 7.3, and 6.7 liter diesel. This is where I see it really start to stretch out, is when we come down here to max gooseneck towing. 15.8, 6.2. We got 19.5, 7.3, and we got 22.8 when we go to the 6.7. What does that really tell you? If you are going to be using this vehicle and you're not a weekend warrior and you want to go out west and you're going to be hauling 18,000 pounds with you in a gooseneck or a fifth wheel, my suggestion, stick with the 6.7 liter. If you're going to be the weekend warrior, if you're just going to be running to Florida and back and it's not something where you're hauling cars and massive trailers for a living, you can definitely work with a 7.3 or even back it down to a 6.2. This is where I say, get in contact with us and get some good information, specifically truck by truck, two-wheel drive versus four-wheel drive, making sure the crew cab versus the super cab versus a regular cab is the right configuration for you, because there is a lot of different ways to do this. So not just this one sheet is going to explain everything that's going to be the way that you use your truck. My name is Paul Zagman. We're here showing you every Super Duty we get our hands on for 2021. This is the 7.3 liter, and if you don't believe that I'm excited, I can't make this up. Thank you very much for watching. We'd love to have you like, subscribe. Big thing for us is comments too, so we can answer some questions case by case all the way through. Check out our inventory online. This is available right now at LascoFord.com, LASCO, Ford.com, or give us a call, pick up the phone, 810-629-2255. We ship everywhere. Talk to you soon. Thank you again for watching.